Have you ever stopped to think about how you see the world? Each of us carries a special map inside our mind. This map is not of a physical place but of reality itself. We call this map a paradigm. It is the lens through which we view everything around us. It is our personal frame of reference, our unique way of understanding people, events, and ideas. A paradigm is more than just a single opinion. It is a complete system of beliefs and assumptions. It shapes our attitudes and our behaviors every single day, often without us even realizing it. This internal map dictates what we pay attention to and what we ignore. Think of a paradigm as a pair of glasses. If you are wearing blue-tinted glasses, the entire world will appear blue. If you switch to yellow-tinted glasses, that same world will suddenly look yellow. The world itself has not changed, but your perception of it has. Our paradigms work in the same way. They filter our experiences and color our reality. This personal worldview is so fundamental to our being that we often assume it is the only correct way to see things. We believe that what we see is objective reality, not just our interpretation of it. This is a common and powerful illusion. This concept is essential because it explains why two people can look at the exact same situation and see completely different things. Imagine two people looking at a drawing that can be seen as either an old woman or a young lady. One person might only see the young lady and be unable to see the old woman. The other might only see the old woman. Their personal paradigms or mental models determine what they perceive first. Neither person is wrong. They are simply interpreting the same data through different internal frameworks. This shows how powerfully our inner maps can control what we see as truth. Understanding that we all have these maps is the first step toward personal growth and better relationships. When we realize that our view is just one view among many, we become more open-minded. We begin to understand that others are not necessarily wrong, just different. They are operating from their own unique paradigm. This realization is the key to unlocking more effective communication and deeper empathy. It allows us to step outside of our own assumptions and try to see the world through the eyes of another person, which is a truly powerful skill to develop for a more effective life. Our personal paradigms are not formed overnight. They are carefully constructed over many years, piece by piece, from different kinds of knowledge. The first and most common type is received knowledge. This is the information we get from others. It comes from our parents, teachers, friends, books, and the media. We are taught what is right and wrong, what is important, and how the world works. This received knowledge forms the foundation of our early mental model. It gives us a starting point, a basic map to navigate the complexities of life as we grow and learn from those who came before us. The second type of knowledge is discovered knowledge. This comes from our own direct experiences and observations. When we touch a hot stove and learn that it burns, that is discovered knowledge. When we try something new and succeed, or fail and learn a lesson, we are adding to our paradigm. This kind of knowledge is very powerful because it is personal and real to us. It confirms or challenges the received knowledge we have gathered. Our experiences provide the evidence that either strengthens our existing map or forces us to question its accuracy, leading to potential shifts in how we see things. The third and most profound type is experiential knowledge. This is a deeper form of discovered knowledge. It is the wisdom that comes from living through significant events and reflecting upon them. It is the combination of experience and careful thought. For example, you might receive knowledge that honesty is a virtue. You might discover through a small lie that dishonesty causes problems. But it is only through the experiential knowledge of a major life event, where your honesty is truly tested, that you deeply understand its value. This is where a principle becomes a part of your character and solidifies your paradigm. These three forms of knowledge, received, discovered, and experiential, work together to build our unique worldview. Our paradigm is like a mosaic, made up of thousands of these little pieces of information and understanding. Some pieces are given to us, some we find on our own, and some are forged in the fires of significant life experiences. This complex structure is what makes each person's perspective so unique. Recognizing how our own map has been built is crucial for understanding why we think, feel, and act the way we do, giving us power over our own development. Once our paradigm is in place, it acts as an automatic filter for all incoming information. This is the process of perception. We do not see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. Our paradigm determines what we notice and what we miss. If our paradigm is built around the idea that people are untrustworthy, we will be more likely to notice behaviors that confirm this belief. We might interpret a simple mistake as a deliberate act of betrayal. Our perception is not a passive recording of reality, but an active interpretation shaped by our internal framework. Following perception comes judgment. After our paradigm filters what we see, it then tells us what it means. We make instant judgments about whether something is good or bad, right or wrong, safe or dangerous. These judgments are based on the rules and assumptions embedded in our personal worldview. For example, if your paradigm values speed and efficiency, you might judge a slow and methodical person as lazy or incompetent. Another person, whose paradigm values care and precision, might see that same individual as thoughtful and diligent. The judgment is not about the person, but a reflection of the judge's own map. This is where the power of internal reflection becomes so important. Most of our perceptions and judgments happen automatically beneath the surface of our conscious minds. We react based on our programming. However, highly effective people learn to pause between what they perceive and how they react. They practice internal reflection. They ask themselves, is my perception accurate? Is my judgment fair? Is there another way to look at this situation? This simple act of questioning our own automatic responses is the beginning of self-awareness and personal freedom from the limitations of our own biases. By engaging in internal reflection, we can begin to manage our paradigms instead of being managed by them. We can consciously examine the glasses we are wearing and even choose to change them. This does not mean abandoning our values, but rather ensuring that our perception is as clear and accurate as possible. It is about separating observation from interpretation. When we do this, we can make better decisions, solve problems more creatively, and connect with others more authentically. We move from being a creature of habit to a creator of our destiny, all through the quiet power of looking within. Understanding the concept of a paradigm is not just an intellectual exercise, it is the key to profound personal change. Often we try to change our attitudes and behaviors without addressing the underlying paradigm from which they flow. This is like trying to change the fruit without tending to the root. Lasting change happens on the inside out. When we experience a paradigm shift, a fundamental change in our basic assumptions, our attitudes and behaviors follow naturally and effortlessly. This is the difference between minor adjustments and a true transformation in our lives. Consider a simple example. A farmer who has a paradigm of scarcity might see a neighbor's successful crop as a threat. He might feel jealous and competitive, but if that farmer experiences a paradigm shift to one of abundance, his whole perspective changes. He now sees the neighbor's success as an opportunity to learn. He might collaborate with the neighbor, share resources, and believe that there is enough success for everyone. The situation has not changed, but his new mental model has transformed his feelings and actions, leading to a much more positive and productive outcome for all involved. These shifts often happen during moments of crisis or insight, but we can also create them intentionally. We can actively seek out new perspectives by reading broadly, traveling, and most importantly, listening to others with a genuine desire to understand their maps. When we listen with empathy, we are not just waiting for our turn to speak, we are trying on their glasses. We are attempting to see the world from their worldview. This practice can challenge our own assumptions and open our minds to new possibilities, leading to small but significant shifts in our own paradigms over time. Ultimately, the ability to examine and shift our paradigms is one of the most powerful skills we can develop. It allows us to solve deep, underlying problems in our lives and in our relationships. It helps us move from dependence to independence, and finally to interdependence, where we can work effectively with others. By understanding that our map is not the territory, we gain the humility to learn and the flexibility to grow. Unlocking the power of our paradigms is the first and most critical step on the journey to becoming a more effective, fulfilled, and integrated human being.